Hello and welcome to Laytechs Weekly, episode 30th December 2020. Laytechs Weekly is brought to you by Laytechs, your protection from tech ignorance. My name is Sean. This is the New Year's week. Everything is slow. News is slow, so we only got a little bit of stuff for this week. But we keep going on. This week's news of the week: Zoom takes fight to Google and Microsoft. Zoom has been around for many years as a scrappy little video conferencing tool for startups that are too cost conscious to pay for proper alternatives. Then 2020 happened and the platform skyrocketed into stardom with a lot of profits. Of course, there are a lot of scandals that came with it, but profits. Now, Zoom plans to expand beyond its core competency into email and calendar services. Where Zoom was regarded as the industry defenders in video conferencing, email and calendar brings the fight into Google and Microsoft territories. It makes sense for Zoom to make these plans since people who make video calls will tend to make plans and they would update their plans in calendars and then they would communicate before and after with emails. Usually this is what happens in a corporate setting. I certainly hope that instead of competing head-on-head against Microsoft and Google by creating mirror products of Gmail and Outlook, Zoom could fix the evolutionary problems and build one that works for the next decade. The email platform, it's hands down, right? You cannot argue that Outlook is the most used email client in the world. And Gmail is not close behind because everybody has a Gmail account. And no matter how good they say they are, it's plagued with a lot of problems. It is an evolutionary problem. It is the part where email began many decades ago and the email it is today that is supposed to convert into a chat system, which cannot be converted into a chat system because there are still people who use it like emails. And no matter how many people who came up with ideas and plans to revolutionize emailing, they still can't seem to figure it out. So instead of creating a chat platform, Zoom decided to go into emails, and I do hope that Zoom can kind of build something that is for the next decade instead of something that looks exactly like Outlook and Gmail. That goes for calendar as well. China questions Ant Group's anti-competitive nature. Ant Group, which runs the largest chain of e-commerce platforms in the world, Alibaba, and also the default e-wallet payment platform in China, Alipay, is being probed by the Chinese government for antitrust. This came in right before Ant Group's famous IPO filing across multiple stock markets, which was brought to by a halt by the Chinese government. In the months leading to the IPO, founder Jack Ma announced plans to disrupt China's financial system, saying it was dominated by state banks and in need of regulatory reforms. While it's no surprise that this statement could be the red flag the Chinese government needed to regain control of power of its state, it's a wonder why Alibaba was allowed to grow to this size before an antitrust probe got launched. Alibaba didn't just prop up one day and became the largest company in China, right? And monopolizing all the industries it's in. For a country that prides itself on being able to monitor and control the people and the private sector, this late reaction to Ant Group felt a little more like a planned move rather than an oversight by the authorities. It is no surprise. It is no, what is this called? It is a known news that Ant Group, Alibaba specifically, worked very closely with the Chinese government in enabling all these e-commerce platforms and also the e-wallet platform and the Chinese government as well, in order to protect the local private sector, actually blocked a lot of international players from coming in so that they're given some time to actually catch up with everyone. So this kind of artificial environment created by the Chinese government is what created a monopoly in the first place. And you can't just wake up one day and decide, oh, you know what, these guys are monopolizing the entire industry. Let's block them. Let's probe them. Come on. How do you not? I don't live in China. I've never been to China the past, 10 years, 15 years, and I can see all this. Why can't you see it? So I'm pretty sure this thing is all planned. I think the Chinese government decides that they need to clean up their house and move forward in a more anti-competitive kind of thing, very antitrust kind of thing, break it up and create more competition. And Ant Group is just one of these, the only scapegoat that they're using to start this thing up. Google search tests showing Instagram and TikTok videos. In a move to get with the times, Google is seen testing a feature that pulls up Instagram and TikTok videos on search results. They have their own dedicated carousels, which will lead to web versions of the individual channels when clicked. I think this will soon change, which they can be moved over, they can be directed to the app instead. Before this, Google search results only show short clips of YouTube videos. This opens up a new form of SEO where Google is finally including third-party social media on search results, which means not just like search result as in the Facebook search result, but actually having the videos in there. So this means marketers will need to take into consideration Google SEO when building video content and captions for their products and services. Right, like I said, it's a slow week and short week, so that's all for this week. No tech of the week either. Laytechs Weekly is available on Anchor FM, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and I post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Laytechs Weekly, episode 30th December 2020. Have a happy new year. Stay safe and away from massive crowds. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.